Have you ever noticed how holding on to grudges messes with your peace of mind? Think about those times when you clung to anger or resentment for days, weeks, or even years. How did it feel? Heavy, right? Exhausting? In Buddhist philosophy, negative emotions like hate are seen as major roadblocks to spiritual well-being. Picture your mind as a calm, still lake. Every time you hold on to resentment or feed your anger, it's like throwing a rock into that lake. The ripples spread, the water gets disturbed, and your inner peace disappears. But by practicing detachment and compassion, you can calm those ripples and restore your peace. Now, let's be real. Letting go doesn't mean you have to pretend everything's okay or ignore your feelings. Not at all. Letting go means acknowledging your emotions, understanding them fully, and then choosing to release them. It's kind of like holding a balloon. You can keep holding it, but eventually your hand starts cramping or the balloon slips away. Releasing it is freeing. But here's the kicker. Why is it so hard to let go of anger? It's because in some twisted way, we think it protects us. When someone hurts us, holding on to that anger feels like a shield, a reminder to not let it happen again. But here's the thing. The only person getting hurt by that anger is you. There's a classic Buddhist story that nails this point. Two monks were traveling and came across a river. They saw a woman who needed help crossing. One monk offered to carry her on his back, while the other silently fumed. Hours later, after they'd left the woman behind, the second monk finally snapped, "Why'd you carry her? We're not supposed to do that." The first monk smiled and said, "I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" This story shows us that holding on to grudges is like carrying a heavy load you don't need. The moment you choose to set it down, your journey becomes so much lighter. So how do we even begin to let go? First up, self-compassion. A lot of the time we hold on to anger because we feel wronged or unfairly treated. But when you practice kindness toward yourself, you start to see that pain is just part of being human. You don't have to make it worse by clinging to negative emotions. Next is compassion for others. And yeah, this one's tough. How can we feel compassion for someone who hurt us? This is where a Buddhist practice called metta, or loving kindness meditation, comes in. It's simple. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and start by wishing yourself well. Think or say, "May I be happy, may I find peace." Then you send those same good vibes to someone you love. Next, extend them to a stranger. And finally, here's the hard part, send them to the person who wronged you. At first, it might feel impossible. Your mind might scream, "No way!" But over time, you'll realize this isn't about excusing what they did. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of anger. Think about it. Holding on to anger is like gripping a hot coal, waiting to throw it at someone. The only one getting burned is you. When you let go of that coal, something amazing happens. You stop hurting yourself and you create space for genuine happiness to grow. Buddhism also teaches us about impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. Not pain, not anger, not even the things that cause them. Everything changes. Once you really get that, it becomes easier to release what no longer serves you. Now, imagine your life without carrying that emotional weight. Feels good, doesn't it? Lighter, clearer, more open to new experiences and relationships. Letting go of hate is like opening the windows in a stuffy room and letting the fresh air rush in. The peace and joy you've been craving aren't out there somewhere. They're already inside you, waiting for you to make space. But let's be honest, this isn't easy. Detachment isn't some magical switch you flip. It's a process, a practice. Every time you choose to let go, you take another step toward freedom. Each stone you take out of your metaphorical backpack makes your journey through life a little less exhausting. So next time you feel anger bubbling up, hit pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this helping me or hurting me? If it's the latter, choose to let it go. Choose peace. Life's already tough enough, right? You don't need the extra weight of anger or grudges holding you back. By practicing detachment and compassion, you can free yourself from that burden and open the door to real, lasting happiness. Here's your challenge. Right now, take 1 minute. Close your eyes and think about something or someone that's been bothering you. Take a deep breath and say to yourself, I choose to let this go. Do this today, tomorrow, and every time that weight creeps back in. Watch how your life starts to shift. Let's do this. Drop the hot coal and make room for happiness to bloom.